What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nyma. So today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. I asked you guys on Twitter, what do you guys want to see? Like what videos are you guys interested in? And Twitter fam was like, we want to see a get ready with me. And I was like, okay, so what am I going to talk about during this get ready with me? And I figured I would tell you guys about the time that my best friend broke into my dad's house and almost got me kicked out of my house. So yeah, it was a mess. I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you guys that story while I beat my face. I've got the smoke session from Melt here. Just got from them recently. Hopefully I'm not all over the place. I haven't done like a story-ish time in a long time. I'm priming my face with this YSL primer. That's the YSL primer. I really like the way that looks. The Maybelline Blur Stick, the Pore Minimizer Primer. I love this blur stick, especially in the T-zone. They were just mattified right there. And then for foundation, the Dior Forever Skin Glow. I love this foundation. The glow on it is amazing. I have it in the shade 9N. So let's talk about this crazy story and why not everybody can be saved. I'm sorry. I know it sounds horrible, but you guys will find out why. When I was like around 15, 16, I'm pretty sure I was 16 because I just got in my car, I think. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I was 16. And I had this friend, quote unquote, that was like older than me. She was like 18, but I was really shy back then, so it was really hard for me to make friends. So this friend was like a friend of the family, kind of. Our families were close and like we knew each other. If you are from like a African family, they try and make it seem like everyone's related. It's really not everyone's related. I don't know why they do that, but that's what they like to do. So this friend of mine was like off to a bad path. I don't know how to describe it, but she wasn't doing like the best things. And I had the mentality back then of like, I can save anybody and like they just need a little like love and they just need someone to like care about them. I was very naive to that. That's something that I didn't realize. So this friend of mine, her and her family just didn't get along. She just like was struggling and this and that, and like she felt like she kept getting kicked out of her home and all this. And I was like, you know what, I can help her. Why not? Because once I get into a friendship, once I get into a relationship, I'm a giver. So I'm always like, okay, let me help you with this, or let me do this for you, or let me see how I can help you with this, or something like along those lines. Some people know that about people and they will take full advantage of you. She was definitely one of those people. And then also, since she was already not doing like the best, she was not the best influence on me. She was like, I think like 18 and I was like 16. Long story short, my dad kept telling me not to hang out with this person. He was like, no, she's not a good person. And my dad was a pastor, so I'd always be that one to like flip everything on him. But I'd be like, but Baba, don't you think that the Bible says that you're supposed to forgive and you're supposed to take care of people and you're supposed to help people if you can? And he'd always be like, yeah. Then the conversation would kind of die there because he's like, he doesn't want to sound like a hypocrite. I mean, he was just trying to help me at that time. It got to a point where I was trying to convince my dad to let her stay with us because her parents had kicked her out. And he was like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think she should stay with us and this and that. This was like the beginning of like the end. She ended up having me like sneak out to clubs with her. And I don't even know how I got into these places. And they were super sketchy. I don't know what I was thinking back then. I was young and literally dumb. And it was just sketchy. Like, what was I thinking? I'm gonna use the Fenty concealer in 495. So, you know, we did the club thing. I thought I had snuck out properly, but I guess her parents realized that she was gone in the middle of the night and called my dad in the middle of the night. Then my dad went to my room to go check and see if she was in my room. Come to find out, neither of us were in my room. And he calls me and I don't answer, so he leaves me a voicemail. And he's like, you got 5 minutes to get home or I'm calling the police. I literally went into panic mode. I freaked out. I was wearing something I should not have been wearing. And it was, oh my God, it was so bad. So I'm like freaking out. I'm terrified. I'm scared. And we're driving up to my dad's house, right? The way that the house is set up, we had a pretty good sized front yard that had a tree. We pull up in front of the tree and we get out of the car. And I don't know why our dumbasses weren't thinking, we were like, okay, what are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? I was just like, oh, I'll just say like, you came to pick me up to go like get some tampons or something, like whatever, something stupid. Mind you, I'm not wearing anything that would signify that I went to the store to go get tampons at all. y'all. So as we finish our plan, we turn around to walk towards the house. Tell me why my dad walks from behind the tree. Literally from behind the tree. When I tell y'all my heart sunk, he heard everything. He heard all the lies that we were gonna tell. This was like the one time I was crazy. Like after this, I kind of learned my lesson and I was like, nah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, sis. My dad comes from behind the tree. He's like, what were you doing? Like, and I don't know why he's asking me because my clothes will show you what I was doing. I was at a club where I shouldn't have been, and I'm sorry. And literally, I freaked out. He got so mad at me. He threatened to kick me out. He was like, why would you do this? Prior to this, I didn't do stuff like this. Like, I wouldn't go out. Like, my dad knew that it was all her influencing me. So he was just like, you can't hang out with her no more, or else if you do, you might as well just go with her because she's not allowed at my house anymore, and this and that, this and this and that. And I was just like, okay, yeah, fine, whatever. She's not allowed at your house anymore. That was the first time. And I should have just taken that as like the warning, but you know, young and dumb. I was like, I'm still gonna try and save this girl because, you know, we're friends now. Like, we're tight now. We're like, cool, we're friends. I'm using the Born This Way Multi-Scope Concealer in the shade Ganache. We get to a point where me and her kind of like have a falling out-ish because I was like tired of being bad. She would always want to do like crazy things or like stupid things or whatever. So I was just like, you know what? We probably can't be hanging out like that all the time. What really took the cake and like really pissed me off was my family and I. We used to go on like family vacations every winter. We'd go up to Nebraska and see some family because most of South Sudanese people are kind of like in the Midwest region right now. So we'd go up to go see family in Nebraska, and it was kind of like a yearly thing. Like, it was our family vacation. I actually don't know why we don't do that anymore. I actually really enjoyed them. So we're on vacation, we're having a great time. My dad gets a call from our neighbors and they're like, hey, someone's broken into your house. And he's like, who is it? Or who do you guys know who it is? Or like when it happened? They went and had someone go check up on the house, make sure everything was fine, and everything was fine. But the person that broke in was this crazy psycho. Like, literally, I just don't understand why you would do that. Like, why would you break into someone's house, especially someone that you considered a friend? Not everybody has your best interests at heart. I was just like, wait, you break into our house while we're on vacation and you think that that's okay? Apparently she got kicked out of her parents' house again, or had some issue with wherever she was staying again, and she decided to break into our house. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. I really like this setting powder. That's set. I just set the under eyes with the Too Faced Born This Way setting powder. I'm gonna take the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop powder, and I'm just gonna lightly dust in certain areas. I'm using the shade Deep, and I'm just gonna lightly dust right in here. Cover them bags. Cover those sleepless nights, those anxiety-ridden nights. All gone. I'm using this Jouer Soft Focus Hydrate and Set powder just to set all over the rest of my face. I like to use this powder when I'm using a foundation that matches my chest because it's such a beautiful finish. I'm gonna quickly bronze with the Prime Beauty Bronzer in the shade Chocolate Liddy. Brows, we're done off camera. I'm just gonna prime my lids really quickly. We get back home from our vacation, right? And I guess someone must have told her when we're coming back home. And I don't really remember exactly how this exact situation went down, how she was there. I don't know if we caught her there. This part I don't remember. But I do remember what happened afterwards. I almost lost my home. So for some reason she was there, right? And I'm just like, I don't know why or when or what made her be there at this particular point in time. But she was there with her boyfriend, which is like, what? Who does this, right? So you're here with your man in my dad's house. I'm just gonna use a bunch of Melt products and I'll try and leave them down in the description down below. So homegirl, like I said, somehow, some way she ends up in our house. So we get home, right? And my dad finds her there. And like all of my sisters are there. And we're all kind of just like in shock as to why this person is still here. Cause at this point, everyone knows that she was the one that like broke into the house. And like, so my dad is assessing the damage and like, it looks like the the door might have to be replaced and everything. I think the door did need to be replaced. We replaced the door. However they got into the house, it was damaged, like very badly. So inside the house looks a mess because obviously they like tried to live there. So that's probably what it was. I think they were still there when we came. And so it turns into a scene, right? Because my dad's furious at this point. He's mad as hell, and as he should be. Someone just broke into his house and this person has the nerve to still be here or be around, or, you know, right? So my dad's like, get the hell out of here. Like, he's like, leave, like, get out of here before I call the police, this and that. He's mad as hell. And I'm just like, I don't know, I think my dumb ass was like, oh my God, like, let's just think about it. Let's like talk about it or some shit or something like that, like trying to diffuse the situation. And so my dad kicks her out. He's like, go, like, leave. Don't ever come back to my house again. And like, he had already told her this once before. So I don't know why she was there. Like, he had already told her to go, not come back. I'm gonna use this moss green shade right here in the Smoke Session palette. Her boyfriend's turning up for no reason. Like, who are you? Why are you here? Like, why do you feel like you can speak? And so it turned into a whole scene. And it was crazy. So then, like, I don't know what was going on, but eventually she had like left, and like my dad was talking to me, and like I think I was trying to make excuses or something. For some reason I was trying to make excuses. I don't know why. Like, why are you trying to make excuses? Like, just shut up. Just shut up. But I was trying to like make excuses, and he was like, you know what? You can go with her. And he was like dead ass. He's like dead serious. He's like, I'm tired of this. He's like, you know what? You can go with her. Like, he was like, get out of my house. And like, he literally like kicked me out. He was like, get out of my house. Like, I had to like go outside, and then like he locked the door. Mind you, I'm freaking out because I ain't got no place to go. Like, I'm 16. I was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, you know, freaking out. I was literally freaking out. He was like, leave, get off my porch. And I'm like screaming, crying, like, no, let me back in. Like, I'm like literally screaming at the top of my lungs because I'm like, I'm not gonna let you kick me out. Who was I? Who was I to think that I could be like, I'm not gonna let you kick me out? But eventually he caved. Like, after enough of my screaming, he caved and opened the door. But yeah, homegirl almost got me kicked out of my house, my own house. The situation was already rocky to begin with, like between me and her, because of everything that had gone on. Like, so much more stuff went on. But if I was to tell you guys that's everything that happened, it would just be like, at that point in time, it was kind of just like, okay, yeah, this is not happening, this is not working. We really didn't see much of each other after that. She started lying and saying certain things about me and my family, and that really didn't like sit well with me. So I'm not gonna lie, it had a big impact on the way that I made friends after that. I was very cautious, very wary. This person like violated so many different things. Like, she violated my parents' home, my trust, and everything. And it was just kind of like something really hard to deal with. It was like I had to process it. And after that, like, I was already not good at making friends anyways because I was shy and quiet. But to go ahead and actually make a friend, right? And have the friend be like Satan's spawn. Oh my God, it was terrible. Like, I was just like, what was I thinking? How did I let this happen to myself? It was terrible. My ability for a good part of my life to make friends was affected by that because I was afraid to let someone in too close. I think it's good to kind of like talk about things. That is how I almost got kicked out of my house. Like, all because I wanted to be a good person. I would just say be careful with who you let into your vicinity, because you just never know. Fixing the fact that I had one bad friendship, and that doesn't mean I have to have more bad friendships. That just means I have to be careful and like listen to the first instance. Like, when someone tells you who they are, listen to them the first time, and don't try and give them chances to change themselves. They're not trying to change themselves. This is who they are. This is what they presented to you. This is how they want to present themselves to the world. Don't try and be like, okay, maybe I can change them. You cannot change anyone. I will reiterate that again. Nobody can change anyone. People change when they want to change on their own. Okay, so in the crease, I just put this dark green shade right there, and it looks so good. I like that. Let's go into mean green. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, just in case we have fallout, because my base looks really good. and I don't want to ruin it. So glad I put that powder down. It's definitely having a little fallout. You got to think of friendships as relationships. Like you're committing time and effort and energy into the building this relationship up. So you have to think of it like that. Certain things you just kind of have to be really careful with. Although it may seem little, they can seriously alter the course of your life, especially if you're young. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done if my dad would have been like, you're not coming back in this house. Because he had like 6 other young girls to worry about. He's not trying to worry about me. Let's dust off the rest of this powder. I love using this powder as a fallout guard because it is so translucent and literally just wipes away. So I'm gonna put this purple maybe in the waterline. I'm gonna do a little liner. I don't always do a wing liner, and I don't think I'm gonna do one for this look either, but I do have to define my waterline because it helps with lifting up my eyes because my eyes are so small. I'm gonna go into this shade called Gravity OG. It looks very golden. She's very multicolored. Someone asked me to do lots of different colors today, so we got that. I'm gonna use the NYX On The Rise mascara. You know, I actually had a makeup artist do my makeup for Essence, and he didn't put mascara on before putting on my falsies, and he put them on so easily. But I think I still like the look of mascara first, then falsies. I will say this again, Melt has some of the most amazing eyeshadow formulas ever. Like, I really love them. I like how the purple's just barely peeking through now. Then we gotta choose lashes. So while my lash glue dries, I'm gonna do a little bit of blush. I'm using the new Mented blush in Berried Away. And I'm using the same brush again that I used to apply my bronzer. Oh, this is really pretty. And the formula looks really nice too. But that foundation, that Dior foundation, the finish on that foundation is absolutely beautiful. Like, it is the most beautiful finish I've ever seen. Some foundations get really like cakey around my nose and I have to take off some of the product. But this Dior foundation just sits beautifully. We're gonna take my new favorite highlighter palette. It's the e.l.f. Glow Gleam Beam. You guys know how much I love this palette. It's so pretty. I'm obsessed with this highlight. It should be illegal. It's definitely like that Your Skin But Better glow. I'm obsessed with it. It looks wet. It looks dewy. I think that's what I like about it the most. It looks like wet. Go ahead and put my lashes on. Right, so I've got my lashes on and I went and did my hair really quickly. So I'm gonna line my lips with the Black Coffee from McGrath. I'm gonna use a Mented number 5. And then I'm gonna top it off with this McGrath Lust Lip Gloss in the shade Faux Real. You love a glossy lip. That's pretty much this get ready with me. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you guys learn from me. Don't be like me, like I said. People show you who they are. Believe them the first time. Don't think that you can change people because you can't. I actually forget about a lot of things that happen to me until someone asks me and then I remember them. I'm like, oh, I have a pretty crazy story about that. So if you guys want more like stories like this where I just tell you guys all the crazy stuff that I've actually been through, let me know down below in the comments. Really hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of the uploads that will be coming. Thank you guys so much for watching. Lots of love, and I will see you guys next time.